I will show you how to make my version 2 grilled cheese, no, version 3 grilled cheese sandwich. In here, you will need a toaster. Depending on how many you want, you get however many slices of bread. And it is homemade, no cooking involved. I want 2. I'm gonna get 4 slices of bread. Before you say, this will all go in one cycle of the toaster, or whatever you want to call all the one toast, whatever. This is how many you want if you want 2. Now, you're obviously gonna need some cheese. Oh, I thought I was gonna grab that. Cheese. 2 slices if you're making 2. 1 slice if you're making 1, obviously. Then all you do is try your best to make sure that cheese is dead center on the bread. Kind of like this. Try your best to leave spaces on each corner, because then you're going to flatten it with the plate you're going to eat with. So then it will all fit. But if you stop at here and try to make it, then it won't fit, because all you did was extend it. So then the bread corners would make it too big. Then all you have to do, I've already done that one, the cheese is already in there. All you do, carefully pick it up right there, so then it does not move around. If it does, just make sure that it's still in the center. Then put the cheese almost perfectly on the top. And then I'm gonna go get the plate. I have the plate I've already eaten on it, so then you just squish it down. Give me a moment. This is lifted up on my toaster. And then if you have an island, then go do it. But then you just put your hands on top if you want to do it quickly. Or you could just go like that. I like doing that. That puts you full weight and flattens it. Now, as you can see, it does not exactly fit that well. So let me go ahead and flatten the other one. And the other way you can do it, like flatten it, make sure that it's perfectly on center, and squish. Instead of having to jump up, make sure that almost all sides are flattened. So if they aren't, you go back to the other one, because the front pieces don't really like to flatten. But that's not much of a worry, because you're going to cut them off. Now, grab a knife. It can be any knife as long as it cuts bread. I probably should have done it like this, either way. It would be in vertical form, and no one likes vertical form, let's be honest. No one likes watching a video in vertical form. Okay. You're going to lift it up to see where the cheese is. You do not want to cut the cheese. You want to leave a little tiny gap so then the cheese can stay and not exposed in the toaster, or else the cheese will leak. You will continue to cut the sides. My best bet is to make sure that there are no crusts, so then it won't look burnt. Then all you do is just chop, 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 chop. I can cut it smaller than that. There we go. And you might be saying, but this is leaving a huge mess. And yes, you are right. But there's another use for that plate. Whenever you get all of the crust off, your sandwich should look like this, a crust with bread. Version 1 had me just putting the bread into the toaster and then just putting the cheese in between whenever the bread is toasted. You can do that, it's much quicker, but version 2 had me putting the cheese in between, then cutting, and then flattening it to go put it in the toaster. But version 3, I'd say is much more tasty. And then you move this out of the way, you grab your plate, put it against the edge if you have one, and then you just scoop it into there. Then you take it over to your trash can, dump that in there. All you need is one plate. If you want to use a cutting board, you can use it. A bowl could also work, but depends. Then you want to grab the other one. Grab your knife. And chop, 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 chop. If any cheese is exposed like this, it should be fine, but I highly suggest you have that one facing up, so then it can't fall down. The other should not expand that much in your toaster. I mean, it doesn't in mine, but I guess that also depends on your model. It's fine if some crust is exposed. It's fine. And if you think it looks too fluffy or not flat enough, you can get your plate again. Of course, after you throw away your crust, you don't want to make that big of a mess, do you? Or don't. Wait, why did I do that? And then top it with another warm, crustless brick. That was a joke. Please don't hunt me down for that. Then, again, if it looks too fluffy, you can press it down again. And you may say, it still looks fluffy. Then, you're supposed to squeeze the edges to where it turns into a fine thing, so then the cheese does not escape. Kind of like this. I will skip the other sandwich because this is probably quite boring. I'm gonna go ahead and pause, cut that out, and yeah. Yeah, it's fine if cheese is exposed like this on the sides too. It happens like all the time. Well, not all the time, depending on how good you are. And don't mind my brother, he's playing VR. There, so flat. And remember, if any cheese is exposed, face it on the top. It will be really cheesy once we're done. Then, if you want, you could put that on there. But if it does look fluffy, you're probably going to want to unfluff the other one too. Get your plate. You can also do this with the cutting board, but that's just more dishes to wash. Whatever. As the sandwich is done, so you can look at your two sandwiches and try. Why does this remind me of Uncrustables? It's like this little... Those edges that are on Uncrustables, it just kind of looks like that. You can put it on your plate, but you won't really have to. Actually, no, I'm just gonna keep it like this. So the guys don't have to see this stupid article again. Then you get them. They should fit depending on how big your toaster is, but I feel like that's pretty good for any toaster. Again, make sure that the cheese is facing up. I need to make sure that the cheese is facing up on this. No, it was facing down. And then depending on how strong your toaster is, I personally like mine at 3.5. Let it toast. The cheese should stay well intact as long as... Don't ask whenever we clean the toaster. Toasters don't need to be cleaned. They work perfectly fine without being cleaned. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this part because this is quite boring. That's really all you need to know. I don't think you guys want to hear me eat it. It is incredibly delicious though. Oh yeah, maybe I should wait till it finishes, but I'm just gonna pause. Wait, no. It is actually really delicious. The cheese is melted on the inside. The ones on the see, the one on the outside is maintaining its shape pretty well. Any crust that was left behind is going to look a little burnt and give more of a crunch. So if you want that crunch more, I would just recommend keeping a bit at the top, not the sides. Make sure to cut the sides so that it actually does fit, you know. Yeah, I think that's really all. It should be popping soon. I am going to post a take another video very soon. And what did I say? Then... Wait, no, I said I didn't want to do it like that. Then you're gonna get your toaster. Should probably have it more flat and looking down. You're gonna get your plate. Oh, great. It got caught. Whatever. And then you're gonna want to do that. If it does get caught on something, you're gonna want to get something to get it unstuck. Would not recommend, actually, yeah, I'm not gonna use something metal. And we have rope. I mean, it ain't metal. That works. And if it gets stuck, just get something that is not metal. I don't care if it does not conduct electricity when it is done. I do not really care. And then you're just gonna do that until it comes out. Then you should have meant to be. Oh, do you see that? Look at that cheese. That was just like, here, let me go ahead and just. That is how cheesy the cheese is. Anyways, that is all for the thinking of a video coming out very soon.